is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Burndown YouTube channel. We are getting down to the wire, and today is Tuesday. I'm supposed to leave for my family camping adventure on Thursday. So Thursday doesn't even count because we're supposed to leave early. So it is the second to the last day. We haven't packed anything in the Winnebago, but thankfully we've used it a number of times at this point. So a lot of the stuff, essentials are already kind of in there, so that's not too bad. The first time we ever took it out, I mean, we had to put like silverware and dishes and like amenities. Like, it took a long time to kind of get it situated. So the nice thing about an RV to use is a lot of stuff is already in there. So with that being said though, I feel like this is just the way the car universe works for me. It's probably the same for a lot of you guys. I try to do things accordingly, order my parts, kind of schedule a time frame. I knew this trip was coming up. I probably talked about it a couple times here like months ago, right? I was a bit worried about the burnout try this go around because this transmission's kind of been through a lot. And I was like, well, it's either going to survive or not. Well, the latter happened, which I was kind of expecting anyways. So I wasn't terribly surprised. And I figured, oh, I got plenty of time to get this thing, you know, fixed in time to go, and fixed and tested in time to go camping with the family. Well, as the universe would have it and the hot rod gods see fit, I am down to my usual MO, where I fix something and then I go. Or sometimes in the Malibu's case, the last time I went to Vegas, I loaded a car that actually didn't really run. So it is what it is. I have, you know, there's 24 hours in the day, so I figure there's still time to get it done, right? So what we're gonna do today is we're waiting for the big brown truck. Again, I have a better feeling. I mean, they gotta come today. If it just doesn't come today, I don't know, maybe the package is lost. Ryan did send me a tracking info. I couldn't get it to work properly, but he said the other day it was scheduled for today. So we are still in this state. This guy's been sitting here and he decided to start puking on the ground. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the pan under it. We'll pull this converter out, kind of dump that because I got to send this back to Ryan because he gave me a new one just so I could swap them out to save time. So thankfully he did that. And then I'm gonna pull the pan so we can look for any crud or goodness and see what kind of carnage, if at all any, are in there. And the reason being is, you're wondering, I do have a new pan courtesy of War Performance, but this one I drilled and put this little sensor in here. So that's where my pan temp, which is important. And I figure, well, it's already in there, it's already done. Everything just bolts up, which is gonna save me time. I don't have to start welding and messing up with the new pan. So this new pan will end up going on the old transmission to Ryan Jan's, because he's gonna put one together, I think, for the Malibu. We'll worry about that when we get back from camping, but we'll send him that new pan, so it'll get put on the new hotness for the Malibu when we get that far. So let's pull this converter, dump it out, and then let's kind of investigate this, get that pan off there and clean it all up. And then that'll give me, you know, at least that, I can kind of get that ready. So at least we got something done. Clean up the mess where it puked, maybe kind of organize stuff and get ready. So whatever time that brown truck shows up, I'm anticipating the end of the day just because that's how luck would have it. But we'll put the crackhead lights up. I mean, this thing, when those parts come in, it's getting a transmission put in. If I gotta work all night, we will. I'm not looking forward to it, but Goonies never say die. And then that would at least hopefully give me tomorrow. I'd like to take the thing out and put it through its paces and just make sure, we'll check pressures and all that stuff. So what I'll do is, I'm kind of leisure right now, but as soon as the thing shows up, I'm gonna work at a feverish pace to try to get the thing done. So I probably won't film stabbing it in, which I don't think you guys really need to see that, but I will pick the camera back up once the new transmission is in and show you guys if it works, how it functions, and all that fun stuff. And you can watch me either stress out and vomit, or be really actually excited about things. So let's pull this pan off, see if there's any carnage. Yeah, let's say there's a little bit of material floating around. A little bit of the good stuff in here. So yeah, I think for the most part, I think we just decimated clutches in this thing. I think everything else is probably good to go. But yeah. And then the nice thing, at least I know that these servos are good too. I may snake these out of here, just because I know that they are good to go. So maybe I'll snake this thing too. but you always want to replace the wire harness. But I know these solenoids are good, so in case I have any issues, at least I know I have another set of those. So yeah, that's that. We'll wipe this down, clean it up. I'll probably put the busted pan on this thing, I guess. We'll let it drain a little bit more, and then I'll pull the mount off, get that cleaned up. I think I could probably bolt that down on the new guy. And yeah, so let's do that, and then we'll just continue to wait for the brown truck. All right, I got this dude covered up because it's gonna lay here for a little while, but I think we're gonna steal the solenoids out of this, and that way I know 100% that they'll work. This dude's draining. As soon as that finishes up, we'll flip it around, and I've got a little cap for that. And then I rated my, geez man, I rated my so I set the pan on there tentatively to cover it from dirt, because it's just going to lay here until we get rolling. I am going to steal the solenoids out of here. Even though the other ones I feel like they will work, I know these work. So we're going to put those in there because I want the best shot for this thing to function on day one. Stole the mount off, put it on. I got this boy draining. We'll flip it over, cap it. So we got to send that back to Ryan. And then I went over and I rated my box. So this is my pressure gauge. Once we get this thing up and running and put fluid in it, we need to check the pressures. And I only had like that much hose to it. So I went and found fittings, and now we've got friggin', whoa, look at that, Spider-Man. We've got a few feet of this. So the goal with this is to, hold on a second before I'm gonna end up hitting myself in the face with that thing. So the goal with that is to, before we get it all running, you know, we'll put this on before we throw fluids down, and then I'll screw this in the transmission, and I should be able to lead that up where I'm sitting in the driver's seat where I can see it. Then we can shift it through gears, and then we'll monitor pressure in each gear. So that, when we get to that point, that is make or break. It's a hydraulic system. It functions or it does not function. It makes pressure or it doesn't. So I'm glad that I have that. It's gonna be scary when we fire it up and we put it through gears. I want to see that needle. I believe it was like somewhere around 170 per gear, and then reverse, obviously you're upwards of like 300 in reverse. So, and if you're wondering, yes, 170 is an elevated pressure. That's what Ryan designed this thing to hold, I think, per gear. So that's where we're going to be around the 170 mark in every single gear now, full time. So that's that. We are waiting on brown truck. We'll clean up a little bit. We'll move that stuff. Maybe just jog in place or something. Maybe I'll make a sign. I'll make a cardboard sign. I'll go stand out there, willing to work for transmission parts or something. But yeah, we'll just organize and get ready so we can hit the ground running as soon as the brown truck shows up today. Okay, I can't take it anymore. I watched the brown truck drive by again, so I'm hoping that I'm on the late delivery, which I would imagine. I was able to check the tracking number, and it said it was out for delivery, would be here by 7 p.m. today. Watch those guys drive by at like noon-ish. So I hope they come back by, and if they do, I'm assuming it's going to be at like 6:59 and 30 seconds. So what we are going to do, we're going to uncover this bad boy. I'm going to take the valve body and the pieces out. We're going to slap this monster in and get it all situated. And that, my friends, is going to guarantee that my parts show up, because I bet once this is actually bolted in, the brown truck shows up, because I've wanted to do this on the bench instead of underneath the Bago. But desperate times call for desperate measures, boys. I'll bring you back when we get this thing slid in. I'm anticipating it putting up a bit of a fight, but it's nothing we can't handle, right? Goonies never say die. I want to get this thing checked and tested tonight, so let's go. Boom! Look who put the transmission in. Yes! I was out here cheering when the damn thing slid in, man. Yes, I have a transmission jack, so it is a little bit easier, but yeah, it's just me. That transmission weighs more than I do, so I'm happy that we got it sorted. I was under there. I almost had to start using curse words, but then I didn't. So I think it liked me a little bit more, and I just took my time to figure it out. And the damn thing is home free. So now I just got to put the cross member in. We'll slide that in, start those bolts. We can set it down, get the jack and all the stuff out from underneath there. And we'll get all that in the drive line and all that sorted. And then I want to do a really important step. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. And I'm going to put the dipstick tube in, bolt it down. And then what you want to do is you want to drop the pan. And in this case, I kind of have to drop the pan anyway. But you want right where the pan flat edge is and the dipstick, you know, like you can see where it goes across, that's where the full level needs to be. And this is an important step because depending on where you bolt your transmission dipstick in, or if you have an aftermarket one or whatever it is, even if it's a stock one, that is important, because the only things that basically will kill this, if I didn't build it correctly and it functions properly, is low fluid will kill it, and then not having it in gear properly. And then the third thing is cooking it. And I would say add 4 to the list is doing burnouts without the tires spinning. That one will definitely shorten the lifespan. So I'm going to keep rolling, but man, that is a big win. We're still waiting on parts, but like I said, I'm expecting those at 0 hour 30. So I'm going to keep rolling, because now that I have stuff to do, I feel good about, you know, my time, because just sitting here twiddling my thumbs is just killing me, man. So we're not going to watch grass grow. We're going to get this damn thing done. Ha! We're freaking in business. I'm going to open this so before I get too excited, jump out of my skin. But we were doing good. It's only like 5. It's only 5, right? It's only like 5. Yeah, 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So I'm glad we elected to make the decision to put the transmission in. These guys came, so it's 5 o'clock. I was underneath. I just started the wiring. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this, make sure things are good, life's good, so I don't go into a full depression. And then we're going to finish up all the wiring, all the stuff. I'm not going to get in a hurry. And then once that's done, then I can put my full attention to this. So operation of order, we'll keep going. I got the dipstick measured. And it's funny, once again, I got a stock dipstick. When you put it in, I did the measurement. It was roughly 2 inches off the very tip of the dipstick. You know, it was in because the tube kind of goes in to where the pan section is. And sure enough, even at full level on the stock dipstick, we were, I'd say maybe half an inch, maybe a little less than half an inch, if that. So you figure the thing would probably run around, I don't know what half an inch on a full pan is, half a quart or so. So we raised the bar on that, so I'll make sure I'm over the fill line just a bit, and then that's full. And I did scribe it a little bit, so we're good there. So now I know it just has to be a little over full. Life is gravy. Let me open this. I will not come back if everything looks good on this. We're going to continue on, and I'm feeling better. Let's get this box. You know what? Let's do it live. We'll do it live. Let's open this thing up while I'm talking about it. As you guys fall off the other box. Oh yeah, he got all crazy with the packing this time. Yeah. Perfect. All right, she's cradled in there like a baby. No bend, no nothing. Life is awesome. All right. We just got to make pressure. We got to make pressure. And then we're going to ride off to the sunset like heroes. You and me and the fam. Going camping. Hopefully. Well, it is dark. It's getting pretty late. I got everything in, buttoned up. And then I filled it with fluid, and I was putting through the gears. And I just don't think it's making enough pressure. I drove around the block. I was like, well, just get on the freeway, and then I got caught and I had to go down a couple exits. So that was a little stressful, because I'm like, man, I just don't want to really burn this thing up. But yeah, I don't know. When I have a pressure gauge hooked to it, when I put it in reverse, it almost goes to like 100 at idle, right? And then when I put it in drive, like it'll go in a gear, but when I go down the block, it just stays pegged to like 50 psi. It doesn't go over that, which it should, obviously, with throttle input. And when it shifts, it doesn't shift firm. It's real, you know, it goes through all the gears. It does everything it should do. It just doesn't have, you know, it doesn't feel like it's shifting real good. So I'm gonna call Ryan tomorrow and see if there's anything I can do. But yeah, I waited so long. I got the parts today. We're supposed to leave Thursday. Today is Tuesday late. So I can't pull that out in one day and go through the whole thing and break it down. Like, it's not even worth it, because by the time I got in and had to drive, I'd be so wasted, tired. It's not even funny. So I don't know, guys. It looks like we failed. I'll bring you back, or I'll just make an update video and see if Ryan has something clever, because maybe I put a check ball in the wrong spot or something stupid, you know, because the line pressure is staying really consistent. It's not really fluctuating, but it's going through all the gears. So maybe it's something dumb and easy. I don't know, but you know, we tried. We'll get the thing licked. I don't know if I'm gonna make it on the camping trip, but at least it moves, so I can move it over and do some work and save some money, and we'll get that thing figured out. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Till next time, I'm out.